Hello everyone, my name is Renee Wint and I am a senior social work student at Seton Hall University. Today I will be discussing the Grand Challenge Smart Decarceration, specifically the connection between people of color and voting rights. Mass incarceration is a major contributing factor for social injustice in America. 1 in 4 of the world's prisoners is in an American prison or jail. The World Prisons Brief's data estimates the United States incarceration rate in 2018 at 639 inmates per 100,000 people, or 13% higher than the rate of the next closest country. Approximately half of the United States population makes up people of color within the criminal justice system. Prevalence estimates indicate that the likelihood of incarceration is 1 in 17 for white men, 1 in 6 for Hispanic men, and 1 in 3 for African American men. Voting while incarcerated has been a significant problem in the United States. Felony disenfranchisement laws bars millions of Americans from voting due to their felony convictions. Among those excluded are persons in prison, those serving felony probation or parole, and, in 11 states, some or all persons who have completed their sentences. Problems with voting in jail disproportionately impact communities of color, since almost half, which is 48%, of persons in jail nationally are African American or Latinx. Other minority racial groups, such as Native Americans and Asians, comprise about 2% of the jail's population. The Freedom to Act bill, introduced in the Senate on September 14, 2021, would protect millions of Americans' access to the ballot box and make it easier for citizens to cast a ballot in a secure but convenient way. The Freedom to Vote bill also advances civil rights and racial justice. It restores federal voting rights to returning citizens who have been released from prison after serving their sentences. The bill includes targeted protection to ensure that underserved and vulnerable communities are not disenfranchised through no fault of their own. It is important to seek ways to reduce the number of incarcerated citizens and promote smarter decarceration. In order to have better voting outcomes, especially for people of color. Ways in which decarceration can be promoted are establishing polling locations, requiring county jail voter registration plans, and designating jail voting coordinators, and authorize special status for incarcerated voters. The first recommendation, which is establishing polling locations, improves voter access, which then allows a more efficient process and easier access for incarcerated citizens. The second recommendation requires county officials from different states to submit plans ensuring voter registration efforts and ballot access for incarcerated residents. The third recommendation requires more staff members to supply voting materials that can educate prisoners in the ways in which they can vote in an easier manner. The fourth recommendation, which authorizes special status for incarcerated voters, grants them the ability to participate in the electoral process. It is also important to lower the number of people who are incarcerated by using incarceration primarily for incapacitation of the most dangerous and to promote restorative justice. Social workers need to advocate for incarcerated citizens who lack the means of helping themselves. Social work pursues social change, particularly with and on behalf of vulnerable and oppressed individuals and groups of people. Social workers' social change efforts are focused primarily on issues of poverty, unemployment, discrimination, and other forms of social injustice. This ends my presentation. Thank you so much for listening.